Test. Oh, fuck. Test. Test. I think I got it working again. I should have checked. I should have checked. Because I have an audio mixer here, and if it's not moving, then there's no audio. Stupid of me. But every time I move this microphone to another place, the cable falls out. And then I put it back, and I have no audio. I've been cleaning the room today. You know, bit of hoovering. You know. So it's all women in the chat. Holy moly. Lucky me. I'm doing it a little bit different this time. I have my teleprompter plugged in, and I have a load of text that I want to go through. So I want to wait a couple of minutes to see if my regulars come in. I'm actually a little bit worried about Henk because I haven't seen Henk in the comments of the 2 vlogs. And usually he comments on everything I do. So I suppose I should send him an email at some point to see if he's okay. Because I've lost a subscriber before. A long time ago. A lady from Australia, and yeah, she actually passed away, so it's quite sad. So yeah, that was a great qualifying session today. Like everything being so tight, and then Max just driving a lap record, to which he was very modest about, because he said that if the Mercedes car that put the last lap record there, it would have gone quicker because there was new tarmac and they changed a few curbs. So, but still nice, you know. These the lap records, they don't get broken very often. Hey, there's the lonely cyclist. Do. Hello, chatters. Yeah, that fits. That actually fits. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna get started. I researched Isack Hadjar. And I've got written down so I can look in the camera while I do all the information. So, Isack Hadjar was born on the 28th of December in 2004. So he's 20 years old. He was born in Paris, France, to an Algerian family of physicians and physicists. So clever people. And he developed a passion for racing at a young age. His love for motorsport was sparked by the Pixar movie Cars. And it all grew more when he started following Formula 1 when he was 6. And his parents supported his interest, and they bought him a go-kart when he was 7. And his father, Isack Hadjar, was a quantum mechanics researcher, and he was his mechanic, obviously. Hadjar began competitive karting in 2012 at age 8 winning his first race in September that year. He competed in national championships, securing second places in the cadet class of the Coupe de France and the Challenge Rotax Max France in 2016. By 2018, his final karting year, he raced internationally with the WSK Supermaster Series and the CIK FIA European OK Junior Championship, finishing 22nd in the 2018 Karting World Championship and beating future Red Bull teammate Jack Crawford. Then he went to single-seaters. Hadjar transitioned to single-seaters in 2019, debuting in the French F4 Championship at age 14. Despite challenges with his short stature, he won at Spa-Francorchamps and finished 7th overall, securing 2nd in the junior class. In 2020, he continued in the French F4, achieving 3 wins, 8 podiums, and 2 pole positions, finishing 3rd in the championship. These performances established him as a rising star. Then he went into FRECA. In 2021, Hadjar raced with R8 GP in FRECA, a key stepping stone for F1. His standout performance came in Monaco on May 22nd in 2021, where he secured a Grand Chelem, pole, victory and fastest lap, dominating with a 7-second lead after a safety car restart. This performance caught the attention of Red Bull's motorsport advisor Helmut Marko, leading to Hadjar's recruitment to the Red Bull Junior team in June 2021. Hadjar's inclusion in the Red Bull Junior team in 2022 marked a pivotal moment, aligning him with one of motorsport's most prestigious driver academies, known for producing talents like Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel. Okay, let me read out the chat a little bit more. Oh, nothing was said in the chat. Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna continue with my text. Then he went into the the regional Asian Championship and the FIA Formula 3. So in the Formula Regional Asian Championship, he raced with High-Tech Grand Prix, winning 2 races in Dubai and Yas Marina, and securing 3 additional podiums, finishing 3rd in the championship behind Arthur Leclerc and Joseph Maria Marti with 134 points. In Formula 3, still with High-Tech, Hadjar debuted and emerged as a title contender. He won the season opening sprint race in Sakir, followed by victories at Silverstone and the Red Bull Ring. Notable performances included overtaking Victor Martins for a sprint race win at Silverstone and a 3rd place finish in Imola's feature race after a last corner collision among rivals. He finished 4th overall with 123 points behind Victor Martins, Zane Maloney and Oliver Behrman. Those names we all know. 2023 then. Formula 2 with High-Tech Grand Prix. Hadjar stepped into F2 with High-Tech alongside Red Bull Junior Jack Crawford. The season was challenging with a steep learning curve. He qualified 14th in Bahrain, finishing 20th in the sprint but 7th in the feature race. In Jeddah he scored points with a 9th place finish in the feature race. A highlight was a 3rd place finish in the Austria sprint race from 21st on the grid, showcasing his overtaking ability. He also won the Zandvoort sprint race, though no points were awarded due to an early red flag caused by rain. Hadjar finished 14th in the championship with 55 points, gaining valuable experience but falling short of expectations. But then there was a little bit of F1 exposure. Hadjar got his first F1 experience in 2023, driving in free practice for AlphaTauri at the Mexico Grand Prix, and for Red Bull Racing in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. In 2024, he was in Formula 2 again with Campos Racing. So he switched to Campos Racing alongside Red Bull Junior Pepe Martí. Hadjar had a breakout F2 season. He won 4 races: Albert Park, Imola, Silverstone and Spa-Francorchamps, and secured 8 podiums, including Monaco and Qatar. Despite a 36-point lead before the summer break, misfortune struck with mechanical issues in Jeddah and a first corner collision in Sakhir. At the season final in Abu Dhabi, Hadjar stalled on the feature race grid, allowing Gabriel Bortoleto to clinch the title. Hadjar finished as championship runner-up with 192 points, 4 wins, 1 pole and 1 fastest lap, solidifying his reputation as a top prospect. Hadjar served as a reserve driver for Red Bull Racing and Isack Hadjar, participating in FP1 sessions at the British Grand Prix and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2024, further preparing him for F1. Okay, so the next chapter is Formula 1 debut. So yeah, that's a pretty impressive junior career, and you know he's not one of the drivers like Piastri who won F2 or F3 at its debut, and then F2 at his debut, and then straight into Formula 1, although Piastri had a year out, but you know what I mean. And Red Bull never sort of saw him as one of the, big talents. And the only reason why they put him in Formula 1 was because they let go of Checo Perez and they promoted Liam Lawson, and that opened up a slot in Formula 1. But yeah, he got in and he knocked it out of the park. And what you see is for a kid that started driving at age 7, that if you give him time, then he can develop, and then the results will come, because his first season in Formula 2 wasn't great, and then the second season he finished second. And I do remember hearing that the Formula 2 engines were pretty bad for the last 2 years, and there were a lot of mechanical problems. It bothered all teams, but yeah. And in the last race, his car stalled, and he couldn't race to get the championship. Otherwise, it would have been him, perhaps, instead of Bortoleto. But definitely not a pannenkoek. You're right, lonely cyclist. So I wonder how many people I have in, that the chat's so quiet. 12. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go through with the rest of the program. I checked what I needed to check. Let's go into his Formula 1 debut. Hadjar's F1 debut with Isack Hadjar Racing Bulls V-Carb in 2025 came after Liam Lawson's promotion to Red Bull Racing, pairing Hadjar with Yuki Tsunoda, later replaced by Lawson. after 2 races. Despite a rocky start, Hadjar's rookie season showcased his raw speed and adaptability, earning praise from Red Bull's advisor Helmut Marko and team boss Laurent Mekies. So it started at the Australian Grand Prix. Hadjar's F1 career began disastrously when he crashed on the formation lap at the first chicane in Melbourne, leaving him in tears. He was comforted by Anthony Hamilton, father of Lewis Hamilton. Despite the setback, Hadjar showed resilience in subsequent races. Then his early season performances. In China, Hadjar bounced back, qualifying 7th, just 2/10 behind Max Verstappen, and outpaced all the other Red Bull drivers. In Japan, he qualified 7th again and finished 8th, earning him his first F1 points. In Saudi Arabia, he started 14th, but finished 10th, adding more points. Hadjar made back-to-back Q3 appearances in Shanghai and Suzuka, tracks he had never driven before, and he scored points in Imola, Monaco and Spain, demonstrating consistency in the European rounds. Then he got his breakthrough at the Dutch Grand Prix. It was definitely a standout moment when he qualified 4th, his career's best position, and finished 3rd, securing his maiden F1 podium. He capitalized on Lando Norris's retirement due to an oil leak, and he kept pace with Max Verstappen throughout the 72-lap race, becoming the youngest Frenchman and 5th youngest driver in F1 history to podium at age 20. His exuberant celebration broke the trophy, an ornate Dutch vase, earning him the nickname Ninja for his quiet confidence and explosive pace. Red Bull's Helmut Marko praised him, calling him Little Prost, and noting his ability to be competitive after just 3 laps at a new circuit. So, if we look at the whole season, over the first 15 races, Hadjar frequently outpaced his V-Carb teammates, scoring points in multiple races and showing adaptability on new tracks. His performances, including top 10 qualifying results in Japan and Saudi Arabia, marked him as a standout rookie compared to peers like Kimi Antonelli and Oliver Bearman. Team boss Laurent Mekies highlighted Hadjar's outstanding debut, noting his rapid adaptation despite limited F1 testing. He only had 1 day of dry testing before Bahrain. Max Verstappen also commented on his fully deserved podium and strong racecraft. Hadjar's season had positioned him as a potential candidate for the Red Bull Racing seat in 2026, especially with Laurent Mekies, his former V-Carb boss, now leading Red Bull Racing. Okay. So that was all the text that I wanted to do. If you guys hate it that I'm reading out stuff, then let me know and I won't do it again. But for me this is a lot easier. I'm just trying to check something out here. Okay. Hey, Vegas. Isack Hadjar radio in F3 and F2 was the draw. He's very reserved now. Professional. Yeah, Vegas, what I've heard is that he doesn't always press in the radio button anymore when he's screaming. And that helps because it doesn't get broadcast then. But today he was a little bit funny when they told him that he didn't make it into Q2, and he was like, Really? I know. So that was also all right. Hey, the lonely cyclist, what are you doing? Um, yeah, well, I got the idea to do a live stream about him because I'm hearing that he might go to the Red Bull seat, and it's because of his comments in the media this weekend. Um, Whereas before he said that he was reluctant to take the Red Bull seat because he didn't want to end up like all the others. But recently he said that 2026 is a complete overhaul of the cars. So it's new for everybody. And he thinks that'll level him up with Verstappen. And he thinks he can handle that. And I actually agree with him because um, Checo Perez was more competitive compared to Max in 2022 as well. It was later when the car was more and more and more developed that Checo started to go backwards. So yeah, if um, if Pierre Wache and Enrico Balbo make a decent car for 2026, and it's like the basic package, then I don't see why Isack Hadjar can't get the most out of that as well. And then, yeah, as soon as development starts, Isack Hadjar does well to also put his input into that car, hoping that it won't go away from him too much. But he should definitely not refuse the seat like Nico Rosberg advised him to do. Because, yeah, like if you don't try, then you don't know. And at the end of the day, um, the drivers that did try the second seat next to Max, they had a rough time, but most of them are still there. You know, Daniel Ricciardo had a career after he left Red Bull. He did that himself. Then Pierre Gasly ended up winning and scoring podiums at AlphaTauri before going to Alpine, and his contract at Alpine has been extended, so he's probably making freaking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million a year now. And you might not be um, winning championships, but only one person can win the championship. And if you're not winning the championship, then yeah, who cares what position you finish? If it's 5th or 7th or 12th or 16th. If you simplify it, you know, because at the end of the day, all these guys, they know they can be a world champion. That's what they want. But if you can't be it, then, you know, doesn't really matter as long as you keep in the sport and keep getting the opportunity. And we're at this part of the time in Formula One now, where all the teams are bragging about how good they're going to be next season. They're all sort of, you know, like Toto Wolff is bragging that he has the strongest engine, and then McLaren doesn't really need to brag because they're showing what they can now on track, and then people are hyping up Aston Martin because they have they'll have an Adrian Newey car next season and a Honda engine, and then Ferrari, it's always next year is always Ferrari's year, so these regulations are Ferrari's regulations. And I hear Williams is kind of boosting their chances a bit, and then there's Alpine boosting their chances. So yeah, Pierre Gasly is not in a bad place at Alpine. But where am I going with this? Well, after Pierre Gasly, we had Alex Albon, and he got demoted to reserve driver, and he did that for a season, and then Williams took them off off Red Bull's hands, and he's shining at Williams now. And then now there's Checo Perez, who had a year out, but he's going to be back to finish 20 or 21st at Cadillac next season. So, you know, all these guys that have been in the Red Bull second seat and who've been demoted or sent away, they still have careers in F1. So the story is not over. For my members, you already know what my next video is about. But for my non-members, my next video is about Yuki Tsunoda, that he's in trouble. And you can guess why he's in trouble. Because I don't think, well, I don't want to spoil it, but I don't think he'll have a seat next season, which is unfortunate. So, ooh, you know what I can do? Because it's a new month, I can get new members. Let me see. Lidmaatschap cadeau doen. And I'm setting 5. Let me see who the new members are. Hey, I know 22 chat read 22. And Fibbit a bit, I know him as well. And Slipstream Merchant, I know him also. Vincent de Groot, I don't know him. And Suicidal Sheep has also been a member a few times. Okay. Welcome, people. Ooh, the Lonely Cyclist. He says something. Thank you, chat. The Ford Red Bull powertrain will be a great unknown for next year. The other engines are somewhat predictable. Yeah. Well, Audi is an unknown. And Honda is an unknown. So there's 3 teams that are an unknown when it comes to the engines. Personally, I don't believe right off the bat that Mercedes is going to have the best engine, because they had the best engine in 2014, because in 2007, 2008, they already started developing a hybrid engine. And they just had a head start, and then they sort of manipulated the FIA to implement it, saying that if the hybrid engine wasn't implemented, they would quit the sport. No, Lonely Cyclist, you're right. The Honda already has a hybrid engine because Red Bull is driving with them. Yeah. No, sorry, you're right. I'm just thinking, hey, they're going to make an engine for the first time for Aston Martin. So they're a new engine supplier. But they have been in back in F1 since 2020. Yeah. Or even earlier. 2019 for AlphaTauri. Yeah. So, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to do another 5 memberships. No, that's not it. This is it. Okay. Let me see. Michel Alexander. Tommy McLeod. Hey, bastard operator from hell. Oh no. Eva is back. Yay. John M. Scarfy and Jonas Shiflet. Hey, there's Fibbit a bit. You've got a free membership, Fibbit a bit. You can watch all my secret content. Nice. Okay, so where was I? Yeah. So, Isack Hadjar. Fib it a bit. You don't have to thank me really, because YouTube allows me to give away 10 monthly subscriptions, memberships. So yeah, every first live stream of a new month, I give away 10. I can give away more, but then those I have to pay for, which I'm not gonna do. Dude. But you're welcome, and I hope you enjoy my special content. Okay, Isack Hadjar at Red Bull. I think he'll be in a good spot at Red Bull in the new regulations, especially if he can hold himself up. There might be a next year where Max leaves Red Bull. You know, like Max was. Hey, Lonely Cyclist, you upgraded. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, there might be a time when Max Verstappen is not at Red Bull anymore. And then if you're at Red Bull and you have a normal teammate and the car is more balanced because it doesn't have to be on that much on the nose anymore for Max, then you could have really decent results. And you won't be overshadowed by Max. So I think the Red Bull second seat of all years to be in that seat next year is the best place to be for a Red Bull Junior, with everything being so level with the new way of driving. Now, I don't want to spoil the movie I'm going to be editing tomorrow too much, but that one is about how it's predicted that Lewis Hamilton will do much better next season, because the cars are not ground effect anymore, and this will suit his late braking style much more than the ground effect era did. And I have my own ideas about it. Hey! Fakes is also given away for memberships. Rens. Mihai is back. La Vela Fecha. And then there's a girl called Samantha. Never heard of her. And then there's an Ange Bardwa. Is that so, Ipa? Because in my research for the video, it keeps popping up that the floor is going to be way, way simpler and much less ground effect dependent. Let me see if I can look that up. I'm not the most technical YouTuber. That's why I rely on Okay, so here's a little chapter called Braking and Style Suitability. Reduced ground effect means less sensitivity to setup changes, favoring late braking specialists. Current cars punish aggressive braking because of porpoising and locking, but 2026 simpler floors and narrower tires could reward precise trail braking styles. Pat Simmons, who used to be with the FIA, noted this suits drivers like Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez, who struggled with current regs' tricky nature. So yeah, that's the information I've been given about the ground effect. That it's way less ground effect. Okay, let me see what she says here. They reduced the usable real estate to 60%, but he who gets it done best will have a big advantage. Okay. Okay, well, like, I don't want to spoil the Lewis Hamilton video, but there's this element in the new cars, which makes it like a bit of a computer game where you um, use the battery power that you have. And Alex Albon said something along the lines of, um, you know, the smart drivers who use the battery deployment cleverly, they benefit. So I think that Max and a guy like Bortoleto, they will benefit greatly from being sim racers as a second profession. Oh, there's a question from Vegas. Let me first heart it here. And then here. Thank you, Vegas. And I like it. Okay, off topic. But what do you make of Danny Rick and Ford Racing? Well, it's simple. Daniel Ricciardo is tired of racing, so he closed the book on professional racing. But he still likes money, so he took on this ambassadorship with Ford to get a regular income stream. And then Ford, they want a very marketable name as an ambassador, and Daniel Ricciardo is loved by everyone. Nobody hates Daniel Ricciardo. So it makes sense that they make him an ambassador. And it works both ways. Samantha says, I would love to see the Honey Badger back, but is it too late now? Yes, it's too late to see him back in an F1 car. God, the Lonely Cyclist. I'd love to see Daniel Ricciardo back as a pundit because he's so funny. And he knows a lot about racing too, obviously. But yeah, I think it would pain him a little bit too much to sit there and talk about other drivers with him being out so shortly. Like, we haven't seen Sebastian Vettel back as a pundit yet. So, but so Eva says there will be less ground Ford, but it's still hugely important. Okay. And Christina says, and I heard those new cars will require a big change in driving style of all drivers. Yes, that's what I was explaining with the, yeah. I think it's a little bit too gamey and gimmicky. But then there's drivers who are really clever and understand all kinds of gimmicks, and they will benefit from any kind of doubt in the other driver. So yeah, if Red Bull is up there, I think Max can win a championship again just by gaming the system. And then there will be a whole discussion about like what Max did there is saving all his battery and then using it in one straight. Is that allowed? And that sort of nonsense. Whatever. Max Verstappen will find something where he can rig the system until it's not allowed anymore. Oh, Vegas says Daniel Ricciardo is going to do some Ken Block style exhibitions. Cool. And Samantha says that Daniel Ricciardo would be perfect for F1 TV because everyone would want to talk to him. But can he be serious, or will he be going crick, 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 oi, 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 oi? That's the question. I've heard of the name Ken Block. I think he was NASCAR racer. Yeah. Samantha says, I don't see Vettel as a pundit. Danny, yes, because his energy is off the chart. Well, Vettel knows an awful lot about Formula One. You know, he once named all the champions from 1950 to now. So he's a clever cookie. And he speaks Italian. So, guys, do you think we're done with the topic of Isack Hadjar, or do we have anything else about him? I know the car was fast, so I'm just gonna throw in a few polls. Yes, we haven't done a poll yet. Okay. Will Hadjar score points tomorrow? Yes. Few. Yes. 1 point. Almost. Into the point. No. He's gonna crash. Fibbit says Danny doesn't know how to drive like Ken Block. Right, now I'm gonna Google him as well. Ken Block. Oh, he's a rally driver. And he's the co-founder of DC Shoes. I was gonna say Daniel Ricciardo Shoes, but no. Oh, he's dead. He died because of a snow scooter. Didn't know that. Samantha says, knowing a lot doesn't equal pulling people in and keeping their attention. People love Peter Brook, but would I watch his videos? No. That's mean. Peter Brook is brilliant. His videos are super soothing. Oh no, I lost a lot of viewers now because of Samantha. So let's talk about the race tomorrow then. Do you think Max is going to win? I think he might, because his race pace was awesome too in the free practice sessions. Even on Friday, he was really, really fast. But then, you know, it's all going to be about tire preservation as well. But then again, he's in the lead. He's got Norris behind him. Norris is going to lose a position to Piastri. Or ideally, Norris and Piastri come together and they both need a new wing. That would be awesome. And then, yeah, we can have a Max, Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton podium. 2 Ferraris on the podium. I think Christina would like that. If she's still here. Okay, I can close this poll. Well, actually, Samantha, Peter Brook has told me that there are people who put on his long form videos just before they go to sleep because it helps them sleep. So, Charles Leclerc wins tomorrow. He did last year. Those were some scenes. That's it, Samantha. You're used to my style. Okay, let's do another poll. Who will win Monza tomorrow? Max? Chuck? Lewis? No. Lando? Oscar? Yeah, Aoife, I agree with you. I really enjoyed the footage from last year. Although it's not a guy in a red overall because they're probably wearing blue overalls because of the special livery and stuff. Hey, there's Live My Life. He always communicates with emojis. Oh, Max, snelste raceronde aller tijden. I'll translate. Max, fastest lap time ever. Oscar, but in reality it will be Nico Hülkenberg. Vegas is texting me secrets. So I'll read them after the chat. After the live stream. Yeah, I think Max can win it. Because it's not an easy track to overtake. And he can defend like the best. And then the guys behind him, they can't afford to take too much risk. Because, you know, Lando coming in second in front of Oscar is still, you know, a few points gained rather than DNFing. Really, Christina? They still have. Was it just blue merch then that they were wearing, like blue? I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask AI. Will the Ferrari drivers have a blue race suit in Monza? Yeah, there's pictures here of them in blue. I think this is their racing suit. Okay. I'm just gonna get a new image in. See? It's blue with white for the Ferrari boys. Just gonna keep that picture up. Oh, did I lose a chat? No. Oh, right. Okay, well, we're gonna see tomorrow. Because in the text it said racing suits, but it's okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the race. Very much so. So let me end this poll as well, because those few people will have voted. Honestly, Christina, it says here Ferrari is bringing back the blue for this weekend's Miami Grand Prix, with the Scuderia teasing its vibrant one-off color palette that promises to stand out on the streets of Magic. Oh shit! That was Miami. Oh. I am stupid. Sorry, Christina, you were right. I was wrong. Ah. That's good. So 37% thinks Max is going to win, 25%. Oh, 37% Oscar, 25% Max, 25% Leclerc, and 12% Lando. Okay. Any questions before I log out? Before I continue with my Saturday night? I think we discussed it all. I just hope you guys will watch my Yuki Tsunoda video. And some of you are members now, and the video is out for members already, so you can already watch it. Please leave a comment. And then for the other people that are not members, you can watch it at 12 o'clock tomorrow when it comes out. And I'll be dropping a lot of videos this week just to catch up. There's there's the Lewis Hamilton video still coming, and I have a few more ideas that I need to work out. But I definitely need to get the ball rolling of posting 2 videos a week again on current topics. So I'm definitely going to do that. And hopefully there will be a few bangers in there. I'm also organizing my battle podcast again. And I hope the 2 creators don't let me down. They did a little bit the last time, but it's understandable. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Lonely Cyclist. And enjoy your race tomorrow, definitely. May the best Max win. Yes. I think that's a beautiful way to end this live stream. Yes, fib it a bit. You can already watch the Yuki Tsunoda video because you're a member now. And you can watch my special challenge video. Vegas thinks Lando tomorrow. Okay. It would be good for the championship battle if Lando wins and then Australians, forgive me for saying this, Oscar Piastri DNFing, because it'll bring the points a lot closer together. That's what we need. So, yeah. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Vegas, thanks for the memberships and the super thanks. Lonely Cyclist, thank you so much for upgrading your membership. And to everyone else, have a brilliant, brilliant race tomorrow. And I'll see you in the comments of my videos. Take care now. Doei doei.